I'm wearing the wide-legged jeans. I'm going to show you some different shots outside. But so the jeans are actually a size 27. They're a little too big, but they're okay. And so the way I thought, the jeans itself were, fun and very relaxed and very hip. I just kept it simple in the beginning with a tank top. And then I thought, okay, it's boring by itself. So I just like to throw on a different piece. And so I picked this shirt up. I love the stripes. Again, I've been aiming for things that are fun and things that are more relaxed and things that are not perfectly fitted in uniform, because I was perfectly uniform in my last job when I was a customs worker. It was very business, very structured, and also just my work was very structured. And I didn't feel like I had a lot of creativity. I was working at a company that was very conservative. So I wasn't really allowed to bring too much of my personality into my style. So now that I'm in this new chapter, I was like, oh, I need to be more fun and more free. So I took these two pieces and I thought, you know what? It's a little bit big. It's a 27. It still holds up, but I thought it's too plain by itself. So I thought, I had this, my friend gave me this belt and I thought it was really fun. It was definitely I liked a little bit of it, but I didn't want to make it too edgy or too flashy, like I was trying to show off or anything else. So I just grabbed this belt for a pop of color. Grab this belt just to make the outfit pop a little bit better. You can see it looks really fun. It looks really hip. It looks really edgy. Not really, it just looks really hip and really fun. You know what I mean? And these are just layers I can just throw on. And this shirt I got at clothes. I thought it was fun and a little bit more retro. I was going for a little bit of that hip 80s throwback in a way with this shirt. I love it. And then I love the jeans and then the belt with it. And I thought, this is one way that I've styled it. I've worn it with this belt. It's very simple. I wanted to get even more creative. Part of this whole next chapter has been having more fun in my style. I've said that because my style used to be very rigid. It used to be very boring and very structured. And I thought, what if I allowed myself to really play? And one of the things I've enjoyed doing is experimenting and just allowing things to not being afraid to try things, experiment. So I found this elephant chain belt when I was out walking one day in my neighborhood, and this woman who had a store was giving away, just left a whole bunch of belts in a free bin. And this was one of my favorites. Because it's funky, it's elephants. How many people would wear a belt with elephants on it, right? Okay, I'm gonna try to show you this. So the shirt is funky with the stripes. And then I love this elephant belt. It's different and it's fun. And I love the way it just hangs loose. And everything came together without spending any money. I remember I'm still experimenting, and I thought this is when you're in a new phase of your life, you're in that awkward position. I've been in that awkward position when I've been through so many different awkward positions in my life. I've always felt like I need to go out and shop and buy things to feel good again. And this feels good. This feels fun. This feels refreshing. The elephant belt. And I thought, let's get more creative. I'll have to link to my old video. But last year when I went to, part of getting creative in this new chapter has been nudging myself to get out on the road, to go see places, because I used to be very afraid of going to places that I thought were too trendy for me or that I didn't fit in. And so I started going out exploring. Every time I went to a music festival, I would take my time getting to the music festival, and I would potentially go hit up a garage sale or two or look up a thrift store and see what was out there. Just look, and not necessarily go in with a mindset of buying something, but I went in with a mindset of curiosity, exploration. What's out there? And at a garage sale on my way to a music festival last May, I picked up a couple of belts, and I got this dark brass chain belt like this. And I got this dark gold brassy chain belt, and I started adding to it. And I thought, you know what? I have the elephants. Would it be crazy to add another layer? Let's just play and let's just see. And just I'm gonna have to, it's a little too much with the elephant. So I just thought, okay, let's just take off the elephant one I need to make it a little bit smaller. I thought this gold piece was really fun. I'm gonna have to make it a little bit more fitted because it was a little too loose. So I just thought the chain makes it more like fun and more like trendy and hip, just depends on your style. And then I thought, you know what, I have another belt. This one too, this gold one, and I thought the two together were hip and very fun. So it's a little weird, it's a little fun layering. I thought it just, the yellow and the gold together make it more like somewhat edgy but fun and sophisticated and stuff like that. That's how I ended up. I'm gonna go outside and film the walking shots with the belts. So these were the options that I came up with in my whole exploration of having fun and letting myself be less rigid and less boxed in by my clothes, less boxed in by being in a uniform for so many years. And one thing I've also allowed myself to do is just to be creative. Belts don't always have to be traditionally belts. I had this scarf, as you can kind of see. It's this beautiful purple and pink kind of scarf. And I thought to myself, you know what? This fits into the belt loop. Let's see what happens when I do this. And then I thought, ooh, this gets even more creative and more fun. What if I just did this and I just made this my belt? Because it doesn't have to be perfect, remember? And I just kept tucking it in. And I thought to myself, oh, this is really fun. I love how this looks. I love the whimsical nature of using different, part of, like I said before, I didn't want to be mixed. I didn't want to be matchy-matchy. I've always been very matchy-matchy in my style. And I was like, you know what? In this next chapter, I'm not going to worry about being matchy-matchy. The patterns don't match. They don't blend, but it's just fun. And it's just like, I love how summery and lightweight it feels. I used this scarf and I kept it cinched in. I didn't want it to be like sloppy. I felt like if I just let it hang, it was a little too sloppy. I'll show you a picture when I go outside. But I was just thinking, oh, there's so many different ways to do it. I can just tie it, I can make it another belt, and it becomes more creative and more free. Now I have 2 semi belts, and it's just fun. It's just creative and it's free. And it's like, this is what I wanted to do. This is what I want to do, is get creative again and have fun with my pieces, not feel like, oh, it has to be this, or I have to wear this as a scarf, because I didn't like to wear things like that. And so this gives me so much range. It gives me so many options. And I could not have imagined playing like this if I was still stuck in my rigid uniform chapter of my life, where it's like, oh, I have to be tied to certain time frame metrics all the time, and that's all I could think about. Just giving you some ideas, and I can also do something like this too, but I just thought, I'm just playing, you know what I mean? And that's the whole part of refreshing your style in this next chapter. Part of reclaiming your style, your confidence in this next chapter, is playing with the pieces that speak to you and letting yourself not be perfect and letting yourself just be free to be sometimes a little funky, a little weird. I've been told that I'm a little offbeat sometimes, but letting myself be all those things. Yes, it doesn't match, but maybe I want to drape the scarf over it. You know what I mean? I still love the whole style. It gives me a lot of options, and I'm really excited to show you how I styled the other one.